Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I got another Castles game here for you, focused on crafting, since we have the new crafting event coming out here in the near future. And quite honestly, this is one of my favorite parts of the games. Uh, there's not a lot of games out there that have crafting events that stack on each other that basically craft you some what I consider legendary items. If it gives you money in return or tokens in return, and also land in return, I consider that legendary, especially if it takes some multiple steps of crafting to get to that point. But before we jump into this crafting video, I want to give you a heads up. If you watch this video all the way through to the end, I will be doing another giveaway. I love doing these giveaways, and I have a pack giveaway for you here. So I hope you hang on till the end. In addition to that, I've been talking to the dev team, and they gave me a sneak peek that I can show you as far as what the crafting menu is going to look like in the game. So I'm hoping you're looking forward to that. So watch to the end, and we'll do that then. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in there. If you look at the white papers, you can see that there are two wonders, and I'm assuming there's going to be additional wonders down the road. These are just two of them that are highlighted in the white papers. First, we have the Royal Courthouse. This is going to basically give anyone that owns a Royal Courthouse a share of 50% of the wax income from all uh, seal sales from both the in-game, which is right here in-game, and NFT blocks. When you go to NFT and you go to the drops, this, so all of these sales, let's take an example of, say they sell 100 wax worth of seals. From that, you're they're going to take 50, which is half of that 100 wax, and distribute it to all of the courthouse owners. So that means this is the more we go through, and as you know, the seals are used almost daily to regenerate your barons, to regenerate your castles, many things down the road, lumberjacks, carpenters, so many different ways are using those seals. So anytime one is sold in those two locations, half of it is going to distribute to anyone as a courthouse. So you see the value there. You're earning wax just from crafting this item. The other wonder, I should say, is the Explorers Guild. And this is, they haven't provided a lot of details, but essentially should be similar to the Baron, where it's going to give land NFTs. So if you craft this, it'll be another way to generate free land NFTs. They said there's some special twists to it, so I'm not sure exactly what that means. So we'll see that down the road. But the question that's been out there, at least from my mind, is, all right, these wonders look awesome. How do you get them? Are they just going to do a pack drop to get them? Which is what most would do. Most would take this opportunity, do a pack drop, do a quick cash grab, and walk away from the situation. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the thing I really like about the castles is they're doing a limited time crafting events that stack up and get to these types of items. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and walk through it since they're kicking off here in the very near future. If you can either go in the white papers and scroll down, and it's going to show you the different ones on here. For example, on the 24th, March 24th, which is about 9 days from now, they kick off the first one, which is the Lumberjack. This is the one that's really going to cost MSource, which is the in-game token for those of you that are not familiar. Essentially, each one is going to cost 100,000 MSource and two seals that I essentially just talked about. Once you get that combination of materials during this event, you can go ahead and craft the lumberjack, and the lumberjack will produce lumber for you, and that lumber will be used down the road for additional crafting events. The neat thing about this is, and which is different than I initially thought, I thought everyone can only have one lumberjack. That's it. Once you do your lumberjack, you can move on and do whatever you else want to do. But they said during the AMA that you can have unlimited. You can basically, during this couple week event, you can go ahead and produce one, you can produce 100, however you want to do it, which is great for a number of different reasons. One, it's a burning mechanism, burns the token. And the more we burn the token, the more the value of the token stabilizes and even goes up. Two, it gives more opportunities for people that can't do down the road. I know the value for this specific NFT goes down the more that are created, but I honestly not sure how many are going to be created, especially in the first event. And this is so important down the road for the future crafts that it's okay to have a few extra. And if they don't craft a lot, they're even more valuable. So there's a lot of different ways you could look at this. So let me go ahead through this. I'm actually going to take a look at a neat little graphic that they have out there on the Discord. Discord again is linked down below, so go ahead and jump in there. Basically, Road to the Big Building of Wonders. So we have the first one here. Like I said, this one's going to cost 100,000 MSource tokens and 2 seals. It's going to kick off on March 24th and go to April 7th, basically 2 weeks. During that time frame, if you can craft them really fast, you can start producing lumber, which is a daily production. You get basically 7 free charges. It's similar to the Barons. Every day you can use it once. Once you use it 7 times, then you have to replenish it or recharge it, and that costs a good amount. This is again another great burning mechanism. So in order to recharge and be able to use the Lumberjack for 7 more days, you have to put in there 400,000 MSource plus 4 seals. So that's pretty pricey there, but at least it's going to give you some good production. You can take that lumber, you can sell the lumber in the secondary market. You can hang on to it for future crafting. If you want to, you can take the Lumberjack NFT itself and sell that, trade that, do whatever you want with them. It's neat because it just gives some additional ways to earn and ways to burn. Once you get through that and you build up your lumber and you have this available to continue to use in the future, from April 12th to the 26th is the second event, and that's where the Carpenters kind of come into it. How much does the Carpenter cost? That's where we have to jump back to the white papers, and this is all tentative information, especially for anything past the Lumberjack. I think the Lumberjack price is pretty much set, but I'm not sure about the Carpenter. I think that could shift, so just be aware of that. Right now, the cost to create a Carpenter is 9 lumber and 2 seals. So let's just quick jump back here and go. You have 7 charges on Lumberjack. All you have to do is basically do it 3 to 4 times, and then you have enough lumber for the Carpenter plus seals. Obviously, you have to get seals, but they're relatively cheap. And that's how easy it is. It's relatively easy to produce. It's great because you can start just pushing these out there. So as you can see, you may not have a ton of Lumberjacks, but you could have a bunch of Carpenters because a lot of people are going to be working for that courthouse because of the wax profit that it provides. Once you have the Carpenter, it produces 2 to 3 boards, which is this right here, a day. And again, you have 7 uses of it. And then at the end of the 7 uses, you have to recharge it, which is 6 lumber and a seal, which is actually cheaper. I'm a little surprised. But I guess that makes sense because it's trying to stack from the Lumberjack itself. So you need the Lumberjack or you need to buy off the secondary market to continue to produce with the Carpenter. Once the Carpenter's done on the 26th, there's a week break, and that's when the wonders come into place. This is when, from May 3rd to May 17th, 2 weeks, you can go ahead and start crafting. I don't think, again, take this with a grain of salt. You can even see it here. It says, again, not final, but this gives you an idea of what it may cost in order to build one of those. So it actually makes sense to have multiple Lumberjacks, multiple Carpenters, since there's a decent amount here that you need to do it. Tentatively, it's going to cost 25 lumber, it's going to cost 70 fine wood, plus 4 seals, and that'll go ahead and create you a courthouse. And then you're able to get the monthly distribution from the courthouse. This is great. Jumping ahead, not a lot of details, like I said, with the Explorers Guild. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar. It actually kicks off a week after the courthouse, so you may want to save some of your materials. But the great events coming here, trying to push through these. It gives us some great activities and NFTs to push for while we're waiting for dungeons to come out. and two, like I said, it's a fun crafting event. Um, this shows you here again, not much here. Basically, there's a push, and as you know, every certain number of lands that are available, it makes it more difficult to merge up to a higher land. So they're trying to push to make the limit there and also bring in as many people as possible. Um, Great event. So I wanted to highlight this. I will be pushing forward. I will be getting at least 2 lumberjacks, if not 3 lumberjacks. Want to get those so I can continue to produce that lumber. I have a sneaking suspicion lumber is going to be used in the future, so I'm going to hang on to those. Same with the fine wood that the crafter provides. So I think these are great events, and they're fun, and they keep people entertained and keep people engaged. What I wanted to do now, but before I show you the sneak peek, again, remind you, I am giving a pack giveaway at the end of this video. So make sure you stick around for a few more minutes, and I'll tell you how to get that. All right, the next thing I wanted to show, jumping over here, try it again. This is the sneak peek that I got from the team, the Castles team. This is basically what the screen's going to look like. It may adjust between now and the actual event, but it's pretty straightforward and it's pretty nice looking. This is what you're going to be going for. The cost is 100,000 MSource and two seals. And then once you do that, you craft it, and you will get a lumberjack plus what's a lottery ticket, and it looks like they call it raffle ticket. A raffle ticket's going to be used, I'm assuming, for some sort of NFTs down the road. So it's neat that you also not only you get the lumberjack itself, but the more lumberjacks you create, it allows you to enter that raffle more and more times to win some awesome, some great stuff. If you're in the Discord, you see they've been giving away a lot of packs. They're very generous with the packs. So I hope you all like this. Let's go ahead and jump in there. As I mentioned, I have a pack to give away here. The pack has 3 lands in there, anything from farms up to villages. I'm going to go ahead and give this away in 24 hours from the time of posting this video. If you want to be eligible for this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below, hashtag castles. And then anything, if you're playing Castles, go ahead and comment what you really like about Castles. Also comment whether you're going to be going ahead and doing this crafting event. I think it looks great. I'm excited about it. So I hope you all enjoy these kind of videos. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And keep an eye out for more Castles videos. All right, I'll talk to you later.